Hello everybody, good morning. This is Indu Das again. Today what we're going to be doing is going to be installing a ChargePoint 60 amp EV connector or EV charger in a garage. But before we go further, just a quick disclaimer. I'm not an electrician, definitely not. I should not be advising you on how to do your electrical work. It's very dangerous, so please use this as a general guidance video only, not as a recommended approach for your particular situation. Thank you. As you can see, this looks like a very simple straightforward implementation. We have a circuit breaker here, 200 amp breaker. We see lots of slots available over here, so not a problem. And the charger needs to be installed on this particular wall. For this simple job, the electrician were asking close to anywhere from $800 to $2,000. So naturally, this is one of my friend's project, so I volunteered to help him. Now, some challenges. Even a most simplistic job would have some challenges. So the challenge here is a little bit this. First of all, the garage is finished, as you can see. Drywall is here. Secondly, the breaker panel is flushed. Then there are a stud on this side as well as a stud here. So that means all the wiring has to either come down or has to go up. So that's one. Now from here from one angle to another, as you can see, there was an access from here. I unscrewed it, and then I can see that there is no way of reaching from here to there. This is completely blocked. So I don't want to do drill too many holes. So even if I come from here, from panel all the way down, I would not be able to come inside the wall. So that means I will have to come on top of this. And then here you have a stud here, as you can see, a stud here. So which essentially means that either we can mount the charger here or here. My friend, they wanted to install it here, so that's what we're going to do. Now, as you can see, the first thing is to plan it out. So for planning, what we're going to do is we have decided to use the 3/4 inch of an EMT conduit. So that's what would be sitting over here, all the way here, and then it will come up. This is the outline of the charger that we are going to set up. So this charger is going to go here, and this conduit, since this is going to be 6 gauge THHN cable or wire, it is not supposed to be behind the wall without any sleeve or anything. So we're going to use the same EMT conduit behind this also. So we're going to knock one hole out, 3/4 inch, come with the 6 inches of conduit inside. Then this is where we are going to put a junction box. And so we are going to put a junction box, then 3/4 inch of conduit, and then come all the way here and then go up. That's one approach. Other approach could have been that I use simply the MC2 cable, but that does not look that good. So we decided to go with the EMT route. Third option could have been to go with the PVC, but PVC also does not give such a neat look. Now, one more consideration, that here we could use an elbow. This is one choice here, and the other elbow here when going up. But as you know, we have to, in order to be compliant, we wanted to put 36 into 42 inches F of the floor. So that means this elbow will fall short. That's one. So that means I'll have 2 connection here. So one connection here, and then one connection here, one connection here. It does not look that good. So what we are planning to do it is, instead of that, we are going to use this conduit, and then we are going to bend it. So rather than using 2 elbow, we are going to bend the conduit here, bend the conduit from here to here, go all the way here, and then again bend it. So there will be 2 different bend, 90-degree bend at a right angle to each other. The code says that overall bend should not exceed 360 degree, but since this is 90 degree only, we should be okay with as far as the code is concerned. So we'll be using this conduit bender, 3/4 inch conduit bender at a 90-degree angle. So that means I'm going to align my conduit here and then bend it. Naturally, I'll not have the option to record it while I'm doing all these things, so we'll probably include some pictures. And as I was saying earlier, we have to really sketch, plan as much as possible. Planning is almost 80% and actual work is only 20%. So that's what I did. I marked here how much, where the mounting junction box would be here, where the charger would be here, which will be basically here, right? And underneath you see the hole. This is where the conduit will come from, and these are the location I put. They include a template. So using the template, you can mark the location of the holes. So first thing what we're going to do is we're just going to mount the base plate of the charger, which is basically the entire charger. Only the face plate is separate. For that, the first step is just drill a hole and hang it, and then we have to tighten these two. So we already did that. This is basically the charger. As you can see, there's a notch in here. It simply goes into the notch and it should stay on. Like this, and then we have to drill a hole here, 2 screws, and tighten that up. And good thing with this ChargePoint charger is they include everything, including the bolts and even the bits. All right, so the charger's base block is on. It's labeled, and the 2 holes are here aligned. So now I'm just going to put the 2 screws here and tighten it, and that's it. These 2 are charged. Now it will give me an easier. So now I'm going to bend the conduit and see how it fits. For the first bend, I have to figure out what is the total length here, and this length seems to be that I want is about 10.25, but I don't see any harm even if I do 10.5. So that's what I'm going to do, 10.5. And that essentially means that this is 3/4 of a conduit. I have to mark it off by 6 inches, because what happens is there is a 6 inch of bend. So that means 4.5. That's what I have to mark it here. Then align my bender with that and then bend it. And this is the first bend. So now I have to measure it, that how much is we need here. I have to bend the same way this side, but perpendicular to 90 degrees, perpendicular to the first bend. I have to bend it here, coming towards me. So as you can see, the conduit is bent at 2 angles. This one is here, this one is here. It takes lots of precise calculation, and as you can see, this is looks like it's a little bit off from the wall, so might have to straighten it a little bit, but I have to give 1/4 inch for the junction box as well. But this is the mark where I have to now cut the conduit, and this is the junction box that I was referring to. So I have a knockout for 1/2 inch and 3/4 inch. So 3/4 inch I have to break it, and as you can see, it's not completely flush, right? So it's a little bit above. So I think I should be okay, but I might have to reverse bend a little bit, maybe 1 or 2 degrees. And then this is the compression connector, they call it. So this will go inside, and then the conduit will come on the other side. And this is the strap, the 2-hole strap that I'm going to use for this to mount it to wherever the studs are. For some very minor adjustment in the angle, suppose this is like 5 degrees more or something like that, you can use one of those hard swing hitch, and then just spread it and widen it or shorten it a little bit. Alright, so as you can see, this one is cut here, and this is what it's going to go. Here will be a compressor connector here, compressor connector there, then there will be a junction box over there. One approach that I was thinking was that before I even bend this, suppose since you're not supposed to put the wire inside, I was planning to put a thin string and before bending, but I completely forgot about it. So now I'm just going to, that would have been wiser because I could just pull the string and all the cable would have, all the wires would have passed through just fine. But since I forgot about it, now I'm just going to use, going to push it through these two 6 gauge and one 10 gauge wire through this DHHN wire, and since this is a small distance, it should pass through just fine. All right, so this is the work so far. So as you can see, this 60-volt thing is connected. This one, the conduit is connected. It goes here inside. It's going in the wall, and I have to put another conduit here that connects here to here, something like this. And this piece again, I have to do the connector here. So I have drilled a hole here. I have knocked out the 3/4, and then it's going to go all the way here and somewhere here. This is where I'll make 60 amp breaker. And this is after kind of putting everything here. These cables goes here. The actual charging cord has to be wrapped around this. So that just this needs to be pushed inside for the data signal. And this is how it is. They connected to the junction box, and these two go into a breaker panel somewhere over here. So now the charging cable is in, everything is plugged in, and the 60 amp breaker is here. Now we're going to just pack everything up and it should be good to go. Next step in the process is to download the ChargePoint app from the App Store. It provides not only the Wi-Fi capability to the ChargePoint EV charger, but also without it you cannot really charge anything. So you do have to download the app, configure it, and that's pretty much the last step. And when it charges, you will see the blue light glowing on the charger, and the Tesla is recording charging as well, and you would see it charging at the rate of about 42 miles an hour. In other cars you might get different one, but in Tesla it gives 42 miles an hour. Lastly, on the price, the overall material cost was $70, not including the tools cost naturally. And thank you so much for watching.